Hello, everybody. So today we're moving into Chapter 8, Section 3. And what I'm going to show you in this chapter and section is one of the most important things that you're going to learn in Algebra 1. There's really three main topics in Algebra 1 that you have to get good at. And the first is graphing linear equations. Y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. That is really, really important concept that you'll use in every subsequent math class that you take after Algebra 1. The second one that is equally important is solving equations, whether it be two-step or multi-step or one-step equations. It's something that you need to be very proficient at in order to be successful in subsequent math classes. The third thing that I would rank right up there with those two is what I'm showing you today, which is how to multiply polynomials. Now, what we did in the last video, if you recall, is we multiplied a polynomial by a monomial. So it was a single term that we distributed to each term within the next set of parentheses. And, it was just really an exercise in your exponent rules and then making sure you multiplied correctly, doing the distributive property. What I'm going to show you today is we're going to take multiple termed polynomials and multiply them by each other. And it gets a little bit more complicated. But this is something you will do throughout all of your subsequent math courses and why it's really, really important. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. Either way is fine by me as far as how you solve this. I will say that the vertical method or the FOIL method is mostly used in upper level math classes over the box method, but they do both work and they're fine to use. So here's what we have. We have two different polynomials, and in this case these would be called binomials because there are two terms within each of the parentheses. The first one has an x plus 4, and then the second one has an x minus 2. And what we are going to do is we are using an acronym, and that acronym is FOIL, F-O-I-L. And each one of those letters stands for a word. So the first letter, F, stands for first terms. So this is literally directions on how to multiply these two together. So we're multiplying the first terms of each of the groups of terms. So the x times x, because they come first in each of the sets of parentheses. So in this case, x times x is x squared. Now, after we multiply the first term, the next letter is O, which stands for the outer terms. So we are now multiplying the outer terms of these two expressions. Again, the outside terms, in this case, it's the x and the negative 2. So x is multiplying negative 2. So x times negative 2 is negative 2x. So we've completed the F and the O. Now we're moving on to the I. And the I in FOIL stands for the inner terms. So we just got done multiplying the outer terms. Now we're going to multiply the inner terms, which is 4 times x, which gives me positive 4x. So F-O-I, and then the last letter is L, and the L stands for last terms. So the very last terms in both of the expressions. In this case, 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8. So what I just showed you is called the FOIL method. And this is probably the most used method when I talk to my older students, my juniors and seniors that I teach in a more advanced math class. This is what we say or we refer to whenever we are multiplying these types of expressions together. We'll say FOIL it. And that's what we're referring to, the first, outer, inner, last. Now, the way I personally like to do this is through a series of arrows. Both of this x's and the 4. So this x and the 4 both need to be distributed. So the x gets distributed and then the 4 gets distributed just like that. And that will get you the FOIL, the first, outer, inner, last. So both terms get distributed. Now, the last thing that you need to realize, though, with this foiling method, depending on your expressions, is you may have like terms that need to be combined. In this case, there's a negative 2x and a positive 4x. So negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So we have x squared and then 2x minus 8. And these two combine into 2x. And there's your final answer, x squared plus 2x minus 8. Now, as I said, there are two ways to multiply these. And so the other way that you can multiply these is through what is called the box method. And the box method is really just a way to set these up just so you can see what gets multiplied. And the way you do this is you you write the first expression on top of the box, and then you write the second expression beside the box. So I have x plus 4 on top and then x minus 2 on the bottom. And it really doesn't matter which one you write where. You'll get the same answer because multiplication is commutative. Now you proceed to multiply. So you can see x times x would give me x squared. Now following that, x times negative 2 gives me negative 2x. Then I have 4 times x, which will give me 4x. And then I have 4 times negative 2, which would give me negative 8. Now, just like in the last problem, many times you will end up with like terms, and you will need to combine those like terms. So you can see right here, there's a 4x and a 2x, or a negative 2x. And so we rewrite this in its correct order, highest power, x squared first, and then we have 4x minus 2x, and then the minus 8. But those two center-like terms will become 2x minus 8, just like that. And there's your final answer. And it matches perfectly with what we got using the foiling method. So again, either one's fine. Either one will get you the correct answer as long as you do things correctly. As you move into more advanced math, you will most of the time use the FOIL method. So let's try another one. We're going to solve both of these, or we're going to solve this both methods. We're going to use the foiling method and the box method, and we should end up with the same answer. So let's start by foiling. First terms, 2x times x is 2x squared. And then the outer terms, 2x times 6, which gives me 12x. Then we have inner terms, 1 times x, which is 1x. And then last terms, 1 times 6 is 6. Now we need to combine these two like terms. In this case, it's a 12x and a 1x. So we get 2x squared, 12x plus 1x is 13x, and then plus 6. So there's our solution. Now I'm going to show you how to do the box method next. And the box method will be 2x plus 1 and x plus 6, like that. So 2x times x gives me 2x squared. 2x times 6 gives me 12x. 1 times x gives me x. And then 1 times 6 gives me 6. So I have 2x squared plus x plus 12x plus 6. So I'm going to write these down in order. 2x squared plus x plus 12x plus 6. These two, 2x squared plus 13x plus 6. And as you can see, what we got using the box method matches perfectly with using the foiling method. So here's another example. I have 3 more for you. Once again, we will solve this using the foiling method and the box method. Start with the box method. Write y plus 8 here, and then y minus 4 there. One thing I should note, make sure if there's a minus, it stays with the number because it needs to distribute with the number. So we'd have y times y, which is y squared. y times negative 4, which is negative 4y. 8 times y, which is 8y. And then 8 times negative 4, negative 32. Whoops, 32. So from there, we write our terms down in order. Y squared plus 8y minus 4y minus 32. And then these two get combined. So we have y squared plus 4y minus 32. There's our final answer. Now, if we FOIL this together, we should get the same answer as long as we do everything correctly. So first, y times y gives me y squared. Outer, y times negative 4 is negative 4y. Inner, 8 times y is 8y. And last, 8 times negative 4 gives me negative 32. So first, outer, inner, last. These two middle terms here, we have negative 4y and 8y. That gives me 4y minus 32. So y squared plus 4y minus 32 matches perfectly with what we got from the box method. Two more. We have t minus 6 and then t minus 12. We'll go with the foiling method first. T times t is t squared. T times negative 12 is negative 12t. Then I have negative 6 times t is negative 6t, and negative 6 times negative 12 is positive 72. Now, these two center terms here are like terms. If you're starting to see a pattern, hopefully, that normally when you FOIL, the two center terms will be the same, and those will be the two terms that need to be combined. So in this case, negative 12t minus 6t becomes negative 18t, and then plus 72, and then the t squared drops right there. So we end up with t squared minus 18t plus 72. Now the next one, same as before, box method, t times t gives me t squared. Then I have t times negative 12. That gives me negative 12t. Then I have negative 6 times t, negative 6t. And then negative 6 times negative 12, which is positive 72. Rewrite the terms in order. Highest power first, t to the second. Doesn't matter which the t to the first terms you write. They are both t to the first, and they will combine, so it really doesn't matter. And then these two center terms here are going to get rewritten. Negative 6t minus 12t is negative 18t. So we have t squared minus 18t plus 72. And there's our final answer. Matches perfectly with the foiling method. Okay, last one. Once again, we can write our first term there, second term right there. We'll go with the box method first, 5x times 2x. Now this is a little tricky. 5 times 2 is 10, and then x times x again is x squared. Then we have 5x times 8. That gives me 40x. Then we have negative 4 times 2x, negative 8x, and then negative 4 times 8, negative 32. And now, once I have that, I can rewrite my expression, 10x squared minus 8x plus 40x minus 32. The like terms are right here in the center when you order them. Negative 8 plus 40 is 32x. The rest just drops down. So we end up with 10x squared plus 32x minus 32. Now the FOIL method, 5x times 2x gives me 10x squared. So first, Now the outer terms, 5x times 8 gives me 40x. Then the inner term, negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x. And then last term, negative 4 times 8 is negative 32. The two center terms are the like terms. 40x minus 8x, that's 32x. Then 10x squared drops. And there you go. So we have 10x squared plus 32x minus 32. Both of those gave me the same result. So we know we did it correct. So hopefully that made sense. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Have a great day.